Good morning. Welcome to Fairy Wisdom. I'm here to help you create a happy and healthy and wealthy life. Thank you so much for being here. So today's channeled messages are all about faith and trust and patience. Okay? We are really being tested right now as a collective. Are you going to listen to the ego when something doesn't go exactly as you plan? Or, you know what I'm saying? The ego is based off of the ego has societal beliefs, right? That we're trying to get rid of here, okay? Say something doesn't go exactly as you planned, right? Your ego wants to say, well, then I guess I'll just never have that. Or I guess that just won't work. Or I guess that's just not for me. Or I guess I'm just not worth that, right? I'm not good enough for that. That's what the ego wants to do, okay? Your heart, your higher self, your spirit, your soul will come through if you allow it and remind you that all good things come in time and that things are lining up for you. If you have done the work otherwise, it will happen for you, okay? But we need to have patience. So right now we're going through a big trust as far as patience and trust, okay? Do you trust the process? I'll let you think about that for a second. Because the way things look right now to our 3D ego, it looks like nothing is changing. It looks like we've just done all this healing, all this hard work on ourselves. For what? To be a better person? Which that in itself is phenomenal. But we as humans really rely on the reward, right? And I feel like that when we start asking, what can I do for others, instead of what's in it for me, and we're not waiting on the reward, that's when it shows up, right? So it's all about a mindset. We're going through a huge ego death right now, a lot of us, okay? I feel like the ego death is not just one time that you go through this ego death. It's in different parts of your life, right? Where you say you have an ego death in codependency, you have an ego death in lack, you have an ego death in patience, you have an ego death in trust, right? So right now, your ego, your mind is trying to hold on so tightly because you are at that threshold where there will be no space for the ego once you cross this threshold, okay? So it's really trying to come in and prevent you from moving forward. Trust the process. I cannot stress this enough. Patience is so important, right? It is so important. When something doesn't go exactly like you thought, okay, understand that doesn't mean that it's not yours, that it's not for you, that it's not happening for you. It just means not just yet. And that doesn't mean you have to wait 2 or 3 years either. It probably just means, give me a couple more days. God's saying, give me a couple more days. Let me get this lined up for you. Okay? Our ego wants to rush things, right? Jump on things, take control of things. And if you follow your intuition, you follow your divine guidance, it will tell you to relax. Because it is all working in your favor. Okay? So patience and trust are super important to work on right now. If there are other people involved in whatever these situations are, and that you feel like they're rushing you, have your boundaries. Okay? Build boundaries. Respect yourself. Honor your self-worth. At this point, you should have yourself on a pedestal. And you should only allow those in your space that honor the fact that you're on a pedestal. Okay? This doesn't mean that you're better than anybody else, right? To be on a pedestal, right? We're all humble, right? This just means that I only allow those in my space that treat me the way that I treat me. And I treat myself like a queen. So unless if you match that energy, I probably don't have time for you. Because I'm busy making other kings and queens. Not making, but helping develop other kings and queens. Those that want to do the work. Right? Yeah. So, I think that's what I have for you today. Kind of a lot going on there, with patience, trust, and self-worth. Those are the 3 key things today, okay? Are you doubting your worth? Or are you being patient in trusting the process? I know it's very hard, but right now right now it's a really good time to gain control over your thoughts. How do you do that? Redirect your thoughts. Okay? So, say I am nervous about something happening, or, you know what I'm saying? I can feel the fear come in. I redirect my thoughts into looking at the situation in a positive light. Okay, well, that happened because A, B, and C. And I'm only on A right now. So I still have to get through B and C. My goal is D. That's okay. I can work through B, right? I just accomplished A. Check. All right, I'm going to work through B, and then I'm going to work through C, and then boom, there's D. And I hope that makes sense. I wish I had I have an example. Let me think. I do have an example, but I don't necessarily want to talk about it because I feel like some people watch this that don't want me to be successful, and I'm not trying to ruin the energy of something. So, let's see. Okay. So, sorry, guys. Okay. All right. For example, on my website, something went wrong with a payment. Okay. For some reason, like all of a sudden, my same bank account that I've had set up there for payments for when you guys book readings, something's going on and it's saying that my routing number is not accepted, right? And of course it's like on one of the more expensive readings, okay, No big deal though. I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't let my ego, my thoughts came in and was kind of like, well, why? Like, what is happening? I'm looking at it like, now I'm looking at it like, well, this is just an example of what may happen. And this is just teaching me how I need to handle this moving forward, right? When we rely on electronics, sometimes things mess up. And so I feel like this is just an example. This is just a situation. I feel like situations are being brought to us so we learn how to handle them without stress while things are not moving very quickly, right? Because when things start moving quickly, then we'll have the answers. Everything will be lined up. We'll know exactly what to do. Does that make sense? So instead of freaking out, this $100+ payment is not going on my account. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Like, I just did that reading for nothing. Like, no, that's what the ego wanted to do for a minute. But then I was like, oh, I have resources. Let me just reach out and see what's going on. And now I can figure out how to resolve it. Okay, I don't know if that's a very good example, but that's just redirecting your thoughts. That is so important right now. So anyways, thank you so much for being here. And all the likes, shares, subscribes, follows, all of that. Super grateful. Everyone booking readings, everyone booking counseling sessions, and everyone donating. Very much appreciated. Any information to do so on that is in the description box. And yeah, I think that's what I have for you. I will see you in a bit for your daily reading. Together we rise.